Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to our Mastery Check review lesson for From Bad Boy by Walter Dean Myers. This will be counted as a quiz grade for you. So the first thing that you're going to work on is the Latin roots worksheet. And when you are doing this for part A, again, we're focusing on that Latin root spec. So you're going to match each word on the left with its definition on the right by writing the correct letter on the line. So, for example, number 1, re-inspect. Spec is our Latin root, which means to look or see. So you're going to match this with the correct definition. So re-inspect means to examine carefully a second time. So I would go on the line and I would write the letter E. And you'll finish 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the same manner, matching the word with the correct definition on the right. For part B, you're going to underline or highlight the word in parentheses that correctly completes each sentence. And you're going to use a dictionary if you need to, or you can Google the word as well. For example, number 1, only a small percentage of those who went inspecting or prospecting for gold in California became wealthy. So what word would make most sense for this sentence? Inspecting means to look at something closely. Prospecting means that you're searching for something. You would be digging for gold. So the correct term to use in this sentence would be prospecting. So you would highlight that word and you'll complete 2, 3, 4, and 5 again in the same manner. Now for part C, you're going to write a sentence using each spec word below. Be sure to use the word in a context that shows you understand the meaning. So again, number 1 is inspection. So I need to write a sentence correctly using that word. And because I drive a car, I know every year I have to have my car inspected. So I would write a sentence that said, I made an appointment for the inspection of my car. And you will do the same type of thing, writing a sentence for 2, 3, 4, and 5. The next worksheet that you're going to complete is the Central Idea worksheet. Went a little too far ahead. So we're going to complete the Central Idea worksheet here. And again, it gives you at the top of the page the definition or description of central idea. Remember, central idea is the main message or idea expressed in nonfiction text, and it can be stated directly or indirectly. So you're going to read the following excerpts from Bad Boy, and on the line you're going to write if a D if it's directly expressed central idea, or I for an indirectly expressed central idea. And then on the next line, you're going to explain the idea expressed in the excerpt. So you now need to explain what the central idea is for that statement. So let's look at number 1. As much as I enjoyed reading, in the world in which I was living, it had to be a secret vice. So there is no clear central idea or message given in this statement. So that would be an I, an indirectly expressed central idea. So then to explain what the central idea is, I would write, the author is not able to read openly for fear of embarrassment. That is the central idea, or the main message that the author is trying to give us in that statement. You are going to complete the remainder of the page in the same way. You're going to read this statement. You're going to tell us if it's a D for directly expressed main central idea, or an I for an indirectly expressed central idea. And then you're going to explain the idea that is expressed, the central idea. And then finally, the last thing that you are going to do for this Mastery Check Review lesson is the adjective and adverbs, our conventions worksheet page. So in part A, you're going to underline each adjective and highlight the word it modifies. You've done this before in our previous conventions lesson for adjectives and adverbs. Make sure you do not include articles such as a, and the. Those are not adjectives. And again, some of the sentences may have more than one adjective. So let's look at number 1. The oranges are tasty but messy. So adjectives modify a noun or pronoun. So first you need to look for the noun or pronoun in this sentence, the subject of the sentence, which is oranges. And how are they being described? They're being described as messy. So I would underline messy, and they are describing the oranges, so I would highlight oranges. Again, it could be the subject of the sentence, but it doesn't have to be the subject of the sentence. But an adjective always modifies a noun or a pronoun. Now in part B, you're going to complete each sentence with an adverb that modifies the verb, and the verb is underlined. And the verb that you use should answer the question shown in parentheses. So let's look at number 1. Coach blew the whistle blank. So blew is our verb, that's the action. And they want us to give an adverb that explains how he blew the whistle. So a word that you could put in this sentence, or an adverb that you could put, is the coach blew the whistle loudly. That is how he blew it. And then you're going to complete 2 through 8 in the same manner. You're going to look at the verb that's underlined, and you're going to put an adverb in. You're making up your own adverb, but it needs to answer the question in parentheses. So the adverb for number 2 should describe when the team will play its first match. Number 3, the birds are flying where. So your adverb that you put in here needs to tell us where. And remember again that adverbs typically end with an ly.